Anything to say?
No.
Not really?
No.
Subscribe to your Patreon?
I don't have one.
Yeah, you do. You're like... Okay, sorry. You're not Patreon.
I don't have any Patreon.
Your coffee.
Ko-fi.
Your Ko-fi. Your PayPal.
To the anime guests of honor, Mr. Motonobu Hori and Shinichiro Watanabe. Woo!
Cowboy Bebop にはあまり関わってないです。
I've been so busy with this project Carole and Tuesday, so I'm not really involved with live action of Cowboy Bebop.
とないのが前提だと思う。
For those who find it hard to be positive or like be very kind of like forward-looking, just take it as a given that there are no good things.
っていうのが僕がアニメーターをやってて学んだことです。
And that's something I've learned as an animator.
使ってるお金が全部ウーロンなんですよね。
Their currency is the same, oolong.
でも、そうですね。それ全部同じ世界なんですけど、それだけじゃなくて、サムライチャンプルーとか他のアニメも全部同じ世界なんです。
So yes, they do exist in the same universe, but all my other animes like Samurai Champloo is within the same universe as well.
でもこれは秘密なんでちょっと黙っといてください。
But this is a secret, so you cannot disclose this information to anybody else.
It's just between us.
Yeah.
So, heading back now. Mostly because we came early.
Bring me money.
We did everything we already wanted to do, and we got everything we wanted to get. I got pretty much everything off my to buy list. I bought a lot more than I wanted to, and yeah, we'll just have to show off that in a bit. So now we got to basically get through this fucking crowd, and hopefully figure out what we're doing. So first up, I'll show you guys some CDs I got. So I got the Best Hit AKG from Asian Kung Fu Generation. So this has a ton of my favorite Asian Kung Fu Generation songs, such as like Understand, To Your Town, Loop and Loop, A Town in Blue, After Dark, Fujisawa Loser. Just pretty much, actually, every song on this album is my favorite, like just some of my favorite Asian Kung Fu Generation songs. And I wasn't even intending to get this. I was just walking by a booth, and it was just, I don't know what it was. It's like I guess like a UK music company that licenses Japanese music, which I thought was cool. I also got, I don't know if this is Kamiri or Kamuri, but they gave me a t-shirt for that when I bought that. And I'm a pretty big ska head. I know a lot of people like to rip on ska music, and if you've seen the ska dance, okay, fair enough. They were playing this actually at the booth, and I loved it, and it was just great. So I haven't actually heard of this band, or to be honest, any of their songs, but probably won't actually play these CDs. I'll just put them up on my shelf because, I mean, this is something I've always wanted, but I didn't want to pay the stupid import costs on. So next up, we have another impulse, well, two more impulse purchases. These were art books that literally caught the corner of my eye. We were just walking around the artist alley, and there was a booth that had a whole bunch of like game art books and anime art books and stuff like that. So I bought two of them, despite the fact that they were very expensive, but I honestly couldn't pass it up because it was just, where else am I going to get these? So the first one is a Masaaki Yuasa art book. You'll know him from Devilman Crybaby, Kaiba, Mind Games, so on and so forth. The second one is, I think it's one volume of, it's basically an art book of the Tekken Kinkuri movie, which is, Tekken Kinkuri is my favorite manga. I love the movie, absolutely love the movie. It's just one of the most well-done anime movies in the world. There was a Kudo side, Black. Kuro is Black rather, is one of the main characters, and there's a Shiro, or white side. I don't want to open these, but I really want to just go through them, so obviously I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do it now, because I'm literally going to film this, pack, and get the hell out of Dodge. So, yeah, let's see what manga is next. So, first up I'm going to go through all of my impulse purchases for manga first. And the first one was Bakemonogatari, Volume 1 from Nisio Yusuningo. Great. I bought this because I thought it wasn't going to be out in the UK for a little bit longer. And maybe I'm still correct about that. But in any case, it was fairly inexpensive too, actually. It was like 10 pounds or something like that. So a lot of the manga was like not significantly cheaper, but cheap enough to make me want to binge buy stuff. So next up, I also got volume 1 of Mob Psycho 100, and then later on in the day when I said I haven't really bought much today, even though that was complete horseshit, I bought volume 2 and volume 3 of Mob Psycho 100. Not entirely too familiar with this particular series. I watched half of the first anime season, but I really like the art. It's really charming. I don't know. It just looks like a fun series, and I love like ESP and psychics and telekinesis and all that crap, so should prove to be a fun read. And then my final two impulse purchases were Volume 1 and 2 of Happiness, and I bought these because I like Shuzo Oshimi a lot, and you'll see that in a minute. But also Callum from On the Shelf wouldn't shut up about these. He was saying some pretty tough words, saying that Happiness was better than Flowers of Evil, so had to take him at his word and check it out for myself, actually. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then speaking of Shuzo Oshimi, I've got to finish off my collection. I got volumes 3 and 4 of the Flowers of Evil complete editions. Yeah, just fantastic series, fantastic mangaka. Not much more to say about that, really. I've been wanting to complete these for a while, but had no reason not to, and just did today. So. And then the final bits of this manga haul was I also completed. I'm pretty sure it's complete. I might be wrong. So I got volumes 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm pretty sure this is the final volume. But I could be wrong. In any case, I got 5 more volumes of Fire Punch, which I wanted to do specifically because I want to show that there is an interest in Tatsuki Fujimoto's manga, because if we show there's an interest in manga by Tatsuki Fujimoto, obviously, we might see a print release of Chainsaw Man next year, which I would kill to have. Yeah, obviously Fire Punch, or Chainsaw Man pales in comparison, the content matter, to Fire Punch, but, you know, he's a fantastic mangaka. His art style is maybe not for everyone, his storytelling doubly so, and yeah, so that is all of the stuff that I got at MCM. So I realized as I'm editing this video together that I didn't actually record an ending to it. And the reason is because we got back from the convention to the hotel and we decided to just pack up our shit and go as soon as possible. Now, the hotel we stayed at, we booked last minute. We literally booked it on Saturday. I'll get to why in a minute. But the timeline of events of us getting from our house to the convention, I don't ever want to experience them again. So essentially on Saturday morning, we woke up, we went to McDonald's for breakfast, we came back, we packed up all our stuff, got a ride to the train station, took the train from where we lived to Birmingham, and then took the Birmingham train to London. There were no seats to sit down. We only got to sit down once people cleared off for about the last 20-25 minutes of the train ride, and it's like a 2-hour and 15-minute train ride. We get to the station in London, and we have to take an Uber. It's a good hour from the station to where our B&B was, and I use B&B very loosely. We get to the B&B, and there's no one there to greet us. We don't know what the hell to do. So we tried emailing the guy because he said, email me when you're in London and I will come and basically open the door for you. We emailed him, nothing. So we tried calling him and we finally get him after like the third or fourth try. And he's like, yeah, I'll send someone over now. So we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting. And finally someone opens the front door and it's like a woman in a house coat and she's got like one kid beside her. And she's got like a baby in her arms. She hands us the keys, and she just goes back upstairs. So we get in our room, and we're expecting it, like, we knew it was going to be fairly crappy for the price it was. But we didn't expect like it to be this bad. So there were exposed wires everywhere. There were stains all over the bed. There were kids like running up and down. I guess there was like another family living there. So we looked at the listing again, and it didn't say it was like a homestay or anything, but we, this woman and her kids weren't leaving. There was like another couple or something downstairs. And I looked at Ellie and I said, you know what, if there's going to be other people here, I'm not, like, let's just go. Like, this is stupid. We'll find another. So we went on booking.com. We found another really nice hotel for a very decent price. And so we basically called the guy. We said, we have an emergency. We got to go. And we left the keys on the bed and just got out of there as fast as humanly possible. Afterwards, we got an Uber to our new hotel, which we were really excited about because we got there and it was like really ritzy and fancy. Like, I don't know if this is any indicator of fanciness, but there were like not marble, but like stone lions, like statues everywhere. The chandeliers were like all gold. The carpet was really nice. It was a really nice hotel. So we get in there and huge line, like a huge queue for the check-in desk. We get up there. The woman could not give a rat's ass about her job, which I can't fault her for because, like, dealing with people all day does suck. So we get checked in and everything. She tries upselling us, like, breakfast and a room with a window, which probably should have taken. And finally, she's like, okay, just down this hall, and your room is this number. There were no labeling, like, no directional, like, signs saying, like, go this way for this number room. There was about 150 little corridors. It literally took us from check-in desk to getting in the front door about 15 minutes to find our actual room. So that should have been the first indicator that it was just not going to be good. And then we get in the room. The room is just tiny, which, like, whatever. We were only going to sleep there and like, just eat and whatever. So we ignored it. We tried. We were like, you know, at this point, let's just try and make the best of it because we'd been up since about 6:37. At that point, it was about 5 in the afternoon. And it was just like, let's just hurry up and get this day over with so we can go to MCM tomorrow. You know, we had some dinner. We ordered in some room service. Everything was going great, or as great could be. We finally fall asleep about 1:30. And I wake up at about 4 in the morning to my fiance screaming. The room is flashing like a bright red. And we found out, like, after I've calmed down, that they were testing the goddamn fire alarms at 4 in the morning on a Saturday. And so it was like, we didn't even bother going back to sleep, like, because we had to be up at 6 anyway. So we just went on with it. We were just both exhausted the entire day. Went to MCM. Everything at MCM was fantastic up until about the last 30 minutes when it got really crowded, and we were like, you know what, I'm hungry. Let's just get some food and go. We looked around all the venues in there and everything, like all the food stalls, and everything was packed. There was like lines. Like one woman we asked was like, "Oh, I've been standing in line for about 45 minutes," and she was just at like a sandwich, like a no-name sandwich shop. And I mean, we'd both already gotten everything we wanted to, so it was like, all right, screw it, let's just go. Got an Uber, got back to our hotel, just looked at each other and said, fuck this, let's go. So we're looking at the like contract thingy that we signed for the hotel, and apparently they were going to charge us to leave early, but they had this little box that said, like, if you don't require an invoice, just drop your keys here and you're good to go. So it was busy when we got out there. We grabbed our bags, we were just like, and just got back. We just canceled our, like, the Sunday train we were going to take home, bought tickets for Saturday train. It was just a stupid amount of money just to, like, ensure we were actually comfortable. But it was just, like, the worst experience I've ever had. Like, of the last 48 hours, maybe 5 of them were good. That's not going to deter me from going to future conventions. Like, I think next year we're going to probably just go to the Birmingham one. But all in all, fantastic experience. I got a lot of really good manga. I got to finish up a lot of stuff without, like, having to order it online. And just seeing all, like, the fans of anime and comics and gaming and everything just come together. Just one place where everyone can just be themselves and show off their love for stuff. That just made it all the worthwhile. So, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, so on and so forth. You guys know the drill by now. If you have any really bad hotel experiences, please let me know in the comments or at Twitter on Uchuu Shelf, because I really would like worse experiences to make me feel better about mine. So, until next time, folks, happy reading.